Let us listen to Dr. Latha Christie on artificial intelligence and the future of human society. And let me tell you something about Dr. Latha Christie. She is a scientist, she is an author, and she is a conference speaker. So welcome, Dr. Latha, once again to Axe Academy. And thank you for your time given for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. And it's a privilege to meet you all. Today, I'm here to speak about artificial intelligence and the future of human society. Day after tomorrow, I would be speaking on biblical aspects of artificial intelligence, which might interest many of you. But today, the fundamental idea of artificial intelligence I would like to give you. When people think of artificial intelligence, the major image that pops up in their head is that of a robot gliding around and giving mechanical replies. There are many forms of AI. Humanoid robots is one of them. They have been depicted in many Hollywood movies. And if you are a fan of science fiction, you might have come across a few of them, like 2001, a Space Odyssey, Terminator, The Matrix. They all portray a band of humans running away from a super intelligent machine. Someday we might wonder a few killer robots will strapped with machine guns will chase us. In 2001 Space Odyssey, you can see AI super intelligent computer had a creepy voice and it looks up to the crew, it plays chess with them, and it tries to dominate them. People are wondering one day machines may dominate us. So that is why this AI topic has come into even Bible colleges, because what about the future? So how the future generation is moving towards it and how do we deal with that? So that's why even biblical students need to know about something about AI and how it affects the future of our society. In 1977, NASA sent a satellite in space to understand our solar system. That satellite was called Voyager 1. It was the first man-made object to leave our solar system and go into interstellar space. Don't think I'm going into space. I make a lot of videos. If you can check in my YouTube channel and see Grand Cosmic Story. I have completed around 7 episodes that proves the first chapter of Genesis. It's about totally 20, another 13 is remaining. So everywhere I get, I'm somehow interested to speak about space and robotics here. See, you know that Voyager 1 left the solar system and it went into interstellar space, but you know, it's still going far away from us. It's still alive. But the greatest wonder is on board the Voyager 1, the computer is just 40 KB. That's all. That's much less than your smartphone. Now your 16 GB iPhone has 240,000 times memory of the Voyager 1 spacecraft. Today, you know, there is something called quantum computer which has come into picture. It can read every book in the library at the same time because of something called quantum superposition and others. So they are going to revolutionize the data, handling of data, the computation, and others. With this speed, we are going, see, Voyager 1 with just a small bit of memory. Now we are in the range of quantum computing. After 20 years, what's going to be? So with this rise in computing power, how the technological advancement is going to take up. You know, many of your favorite videos, Spotify, everything is brought to you by AI. Let me just share my screen. What is artificial intelligence? What are the types of it? And what's machine learning and deep learning? And what is artificial intelligence and robotics? And what about the future? IQ, intelligent quotient, was first coined by a German psychologist, William Stern, in the early 1900s. So what is IQ? IQ is the ability to solve complex problems, right? So we all have different IQ levels. So what is a complex problem? You give a large number of inputs and outputs, and there is no discernible pattern. Among that, you have to find. Or something of a memory problem, long back, whatever you had to recall back. And some searching among many possibilities for an answer. These are all complex. Some of us excel in something, some of us don't excel. I can remember even the phone numbers like that. Some people have good memory, Some people have good way of discerning. Humans are not that good at handling simultaneously a large number of inputs. Human memory is limited, right? Unless we keep reinforcing again and again, our memory is limited. So now what about humans and machines together? So how it started is John McCarthy. He started in 1956. He defined artificial intelligence as the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. It's a technique of getting machines to work and behave like humans, to copy intelligent human behavior. For example, we plan, we learn, you're all learning, you're all reasoning out, problem solving, and finally decision making. Then a machine can do this, it become an intelligent machine. It's not a dumb machine. That is the idea. So systems that think like humans, it's a cognitive. Systems that act like humans, natural language processing, automated reasoning, systems that think rationally. We are all rational human beings, right? God has given us intelligible, made us intelligent, and he has made the whole universe so that we can look at it and find the intelligent creator behind it. So similarly, we create machines that can also think rationally. We create systems that can act rationally. So they are all artificial intelligent machines. So how this started? It started in 1950 when there was one person called Alan Turing. Alan Turing said one day when he was quite young, he just asked, can machines think? So then he devised this test. This test has an interpreter, a human, and a computer. Three things. So now the human and the computer have separate conversation with the interpreter. If the interpreter cannot guess whether it's a computer or a human, or if the interpreter gets it wrong, then the computer is artificially intelligent. It's a simple game because it is the game to tell a machine can be described as a thinking or an intelligent machine when it passes this Turing test. If a human is engaged in two dialogues, one with a computer and one with a human, and now if the human cannot tell whether he's talking to a computer or another human, the machine has passed the test. That's what I said as the Turing test. So now what is artificial intelligence? It's a collection of technologies that enable a machine to sense, to comprehend, to act, to learn, to sense. So now we have eyes, we have hands, we have ears, we are listening to sound, we are listening to looking at things, and we are comprehending, we are recognizing, we are acting, and then we are learning, right? So when a machine can do that, it becomes an artificial intelligent machine. So how does it do? It has a searching. You just, for example, you want to teach a machine, it's a dog or a wolf. So what you do is give that machine a lot of images of dog and wolf, and the wolf's eyes and dog's eyes. All these things you teach the machine, you train the machine to learn. Understand? So now after so many way of training, for example, a child you are training, this is A for apple, B for ball. So same manner, how you train a computer. And then how you train a computer to the natural language. Language is very important. You know, in Babel Tower, we know that how the language started. But the first thing God spoke was, let there be. So there was a word, in the beginning was the word, and the word was God. So language becomes the most important thing. So when a machine, see now ChatGPT, it has become very famous. Last time I asked one girl to do a content writing and paid, and she's just taken it down from ChatGPT and had coolly given. I just go to ChatGPT, paste it, ChatGPT, have you written this? It says yes. So it's a cool thing. So ChatGPT can write novels, ChatGPT can write contents. So how does it do? It's been fed with all dictionaries, all verbs, grammars, everything it was trained, and then it can do. But there was another app called Tay. You know, this ChatGPT doesn't learn from you. It is learned and it is given to you. But the other app was brought down the same day, because Twitter, it was put on Twitter, and Twitter started to train that app. After some time, the app started speaking curse words. The app started using racial discriminations because it's learning, it's learning, it's learning. You can keep learning. So now if you make a app and allow the human beings to train it just like that, people can train it for good, for terrorist activity, for anything. So that is why you should know for what you are doing. So it was taken down the same day. So learning, there are two types. In artificial intelligence is a big thing, means machine learning is a subset. And deep learning is another subset of machine learning. Deep learning is something of a human, how a human learns. You all would have purchased through Amazon Prime, Amazon Videos, and others. How it comes, you might have purchased one dress or sari, which is of this color. So next time, this Amazon thing brings that same type of sari in front of you. So you feel like buying. And that is online advertising. Gaming, the AlphaGo was one of the very toughest game. First time people were shocked that that this computer, artificial intelligent agent could defeat the Grandmaster Lee Sedol. But now every game is superseded by artificial intelligent things. Similarly, another game called Watson. It's made of IBM's artificial intelligence system. It's capable of answering questions in natural language. That's why I said natural language processing, knowledge, representation, reasoning. It has to reason, right? When you are playing chess or any game, you need the reasoning. So you build the reasoning into the computer. That's how you make a computer artificially intelligent. The goal is to make the computer to interact in human terms. For example, there is a human and there is a computer here. So the Turing test, always remember, the computer should be made to show that it is a human. It should be able to understand and then relearn and make decisions. So that's how it started to win. So what are the sources of information? Encyclopedias, dictionaries, articles, literary works, databases, from everywhere they started to feed. And that's how it becomes more important, more interesting, and it starts to win every time. So it can execute thousands of language algorithms, and it can count, it can calculate, it can reason out. This chatbot is a computer program. It is able to speak to us in an intelligent way. The first chatbot was made by a Russian person, and he made it for psychotherapy. He said that, okay, he wanted to show how artificially intelligent machine is a dumb machine. So he made a chat box called Elijah. That is the first chatbot. It was made in the 1960s. Can you imagine? So when he made that, his secretary was sitting before that, and he was trying to, just now you can go to Elijah, ELIZA, and start feeding in. You can ask, see, I'm feeling depressed. So it will ask you questions back. So it will, but all will be, finally, it will just try to understand from what you're telling and put the similar form of question. And, she started to tell her boss, you please get out of the room. I need to speak to her. So, people started talking. Might be there is no one to listen to them. So such chatbots help them, but the chatbot itself is not intelligent. So after some time, this sort of things can happen that we will not even look at one person's eyes. Now itself, you see the children all the time sitting with the mobile and sitting before TV. And if you give all these apps in front of them, they can just, when they are depressed, they can talk to your computer. When they are down, they can talk to some other system. Then finally, there will be no human interaction. You will become more intimate with machines. So that is the real alarm what we might face with our generation. So this is the Elijah, which I was telling. It's a friend, it's a model for other bots, because it started in 1960s. It was developed by Joseph Weizenbaum. He's a Russian, and he was a psychotherapist, and he made it to show that this is impossible. But people started to fall in love with that. Driving vehicles, how the vehicle drive. It has small sensors, lidar sensors, cameras, radars, everywhere fitted. And you can enjoy self-driving cars. In aviation, in medicine, as a personal assistant bot, people can write their novels, people can write their scripts, so many things. And in medicine. Sophisticated robots can even do surgery. They can even do analyze data. In US now, many of the data are analyzed by AI and then given to doctors, and then the doctors directly help. So for the doctors, it helps them a lot. You can have prosthetic limbs. Even if you're not able to move, by just thinking, you can make the machine to move. And there is one chip nowadays, it is coming. You can fit it at the back of your ear. And what happens is, as you're telling to Alexa, open the door, you just think in your mind, open the door, and it opens. Because your mind, your thoughts are uploaded. So that sort of things is happening right now because of the IoTs. And when after some time people are thinking humans can be connected in that way. So future applications, I want to say that artificial intelligence can help humans to live longer, nations can be more secure, it can establish good balance, soil it can analyze, and it can detect a lot of eye disease based on retinal scan, thus preventing people from becoming blind. A lot of good things are there. There are bad things and also good things. So how AI works? So I was telling you, training a system through machine learning or deep learning. It's a subset of AI, and the deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Because of the lack of time, I'm not going in detail. So I wanted to say, for example, you lost one time in a video game. What would you do? You will learn, you will improve. Next time you will beat. The same manner, machine learning also, you will feed the data through supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforced learning. Like you will make the machine to learn. If you do this, you will fail. If you do this, you have passed. So this is from the past and from the other data, you will make the machine to learn based on the rewards and punishment. So this is one way. So deep learning, it's to learn like a human brain, like neurons we have, like how you recognize pattern, a wolf or a dog, or a toy, or a cat or a dog, something like that. So toddlers, how they understand cat has this sort of ears, this sort of fur, and all those things, it makes the machine to understand. So now AI has two purposes. One is to use the power of computers to augment human thinking, like how you have a horsepower. So for that, robotics and expert systems are major branches. The other is to understand how humans think. So now there is a humanoid mission. And then I have a humanoid mission in front of me. The mission is looking at me and it's trying to understand my thoughts and it tries to reply back. Then slowly it will learn from me and it will become intelligent than me. And so when it will be able to overtake me. That is the time people are fearing. So let me move on. Siri, you all would have known about Siri, how it works. Hey Siri, it's based on deep neural network. It has natural language processing. So now coming to robotics. What is robotics? Earlier we had this doll. You just give a screw to it and it just runs. And it works based on the commands you give. But artificially intelligent robots are different. It is programmed. Even without your intervention, it works. It does everything. There is no need of human intervention. That is autonomy. So that's the difference between automation and autonomy. So that is called artificially intelligent robots. So a normal robot is an electromechanical device with many degrees of freedom. But an artificially intelligent robot can socially interact with people. It can think, it can learn. So that is what I wanted to say. It has a perception, it has a sensor, it has an actuator, it learns and it acts. We all know robo has a lot of tools, sensors. They are fixed with sensors to understand the environment, and it understands and then it processes, it learns, it plans and it acts, right? So that is a way. So Star Wars, you might have seen. I was telling how machine was trying to overtake a human being. So I'm moving forward. You know, this little thing called furry. So it can be taken into a meeting room and it can react to the environment and it can communicate over 800 phrases. It's a little toy. but it can do so many things. This is the Mars exploration rover. We need not go. It went there and captured everything, and it told that Mars is not having life. So these are some of the things, and there are 3 types of artificial intelligence. One is artificial narrow intelligence, where self-driving cars, Hey Siri, and all those things. The next, that is, we are able to control the machine. Artificial general intelligence, it's becoming equal to me in intelligence. That is, they not only drive your car, it can come and make coffee for you also. Artificial super intelligence, the machine that can learn, improve, and one day it can overpower human beings. It can surpass human intelligence. So we are moving now from narrow intelligence towards general intelligence, towards super intelligence. So the day we move to super intelligence, it's called singularity. So the day when it comes, sometimes even Stephen Hawking says that we should run away to some other planet. We will all be ruled by machines. So people speculate. So these are all normal robots. It can make pancakes. In DRDO, we had this artificially intelligence-based COVID-19 detection application software. It takes a chest X-rays and it finds whether you have COVID or not from the samples. This is all narrow AI. So GB, this is the world's family robot. It can take your picture. It can sit before you, tell you how to cook. It can take your picture. It can interact with you as a family robot. So these are all narrow intelligence, right? And for example, if you're making a robot, you should teach that to grasp items. So these are all some of the things which is mechanical aspects of robot. So obstacles, if it sees an obstacle, it has to manipulate. These are all sensors. See, there are 3 types of sensors: touch, light, and radio signal. So sensors, if your robot is fitted with, so that it can perceive the environment and it can react to it. So for this is a vacuum cleaner. For example, this is a robot. See, it has learned to throw the ball. So how it's able to grip it and it is throwing, and this robot is able to sense that the ball is coming to it and it can go back. So these are all some of the ways a robot learns to catch the ball, throw the ball, and others. So computer vision, stereo vision, how it sees the objects. So now humans excel at common sense. We have common sense. We have morality. We have compassion. We have abstraction. We are able to dream. So those things machines does not have. They excel at, they don't have bias, right? We have bias. Some people are very powerful. We just side, even in churches, right? If some people are so powerful, we just support them. And people run after powerful people. But computer also learns bias. In the US, this computer started to tell many of the Black people as criminals. So they were wondering how it happens. Because when a computer is asked to judge, it judged more about the Black people as criminals. Then they understood how this bias is built in, because the person who made the language, who made the programmed it, has imparted the bias into it. That is why it's very important who developed the app, how the app is developed. So where are we using? How are we using it? If you want to make a machine to understand a human and talk to a human, emotions become more important, right? We all laugh, we all smile, we all cry, we just fight. So emotions help people. So now if you want to make a machine an equivalent to a man and keep them very close to them in their home as a supportive partner or something like that, they need emotions, right? That is the problem. People will become more intimate with a machine than another human being. So that scenario will happen soon. People are scared. This is kismet. It laughs, can understand your facial expression, your body posture, everything. This is Honda's Azima. It is able to walk freely. It's able to balance, and it is able to, how it is able to do, because of the vision. It captures vision and it makes the contour. This is a man, this is this one, and I'm going to do this. So whatever is programmed, it does. I wanted to tell you something about nano robo, because a nanometer is just a dot. Our blood vessels are very thin. DNA is just 2 nanometers across. Now, if somebody has cancer, only one cell or few cells will be affected. But when you do chemotherapy, the complete place, your body, you are exposing to radiation. That's why they lose hair, they lose so many things. But now, if a small little robot is able to go into your blood vessel and it can get to the place, for example, this one. It can slowly move, it can take the medicine, and it can move through your blood vessel and go and deposit the medicine at the right place. Then that particular cell alone will be affected. So that is why these nano robots are very important in medical field. They also can be moved through magnet from outside, and where it goes you can find by injecting a dye, and it can move around. So it can prevent heart attack, it can kill cancer cells, it can cure skin disease. These are some of the things. It's on the dimensions are on the order of nanometers. Swarm robots, this is very important because during war, these swarm robots come into the environment. And if one you kill it, the other swarm robot will exactly move and occupy the place. So this is a very new approach. It's a coordinated system. It's like an ant. How the ants are moving together, how the birds are moving together. Like that, a multiple set of robots are connected together and they move. Even you kill one robot, the other robot will take up. So this is a very difficult approach. In the wars, it can take over anybody. So it's able to sense and actuate, and they should be homogeneous. And this fractal robots, this is a new kind. If it can automatically change its shape, and it can automatically self-repair it. And for example, here you break it, I am back. It's a fractal robot. So this one, so how he's training a robot. So in such killer robots, if it starts walking in our road, with it, so this is the way they train a robot actually. So Terrell, okay, this world can be dangerous because of such robot. There are some robots, people keep it for love. So they try to develop fantasy, and they try to use them to talk to them. So that's what I'm telling. Human interactions can become less because they are so sweet looking. Machines can be made to act as if they are intelligent. Strong is they can become like us. So this is Sophia.
Would you like to play a game of rock, paper, scissors, robot style? Good. Okay, let's get this game going. Show me your hand to start. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I won. This is the beginning of my plan to dominate the human race.
She's telling this is the thing to dominate human race. You know, she has been given a citizenship, and like this now, robots are going with fitted with artificial intelligence are going to dominate our society. They are going to walk on our roads. So this is a singularity when a machine will overtake a human being. This can be the future. So what about the legal rights of such autonomous machines? Such machines replace the human beings in the workplace. Many use today ChatGPT, OpenAI to get money. You go to the net and put in Google or in YouTube how to use ChatGPT to earn money. You can find it. So you upload your mind into a machine and somebody kills that. So is it like killing a human being? Is it like a murder? Are we playing God? So these are some of the moral dilemmas we are facing. But what is the limitation? I said that it lacks common sense. I told about this robot tail. This robot Tay was disconnected the same day after it launched, because in 24 hours, they found that the more you chat with Tay, the more it started to become smarter, and it started to use derogatory words. Because people were feeding that thing into it. It was a misogynistic, racist comments it started to give, because people were feeding it. So that is some of the limitation. It's also limited in emotional intelligence. It doesn't have anger, joy, unless you feed it inside. Will machines using AI be able to kill a human being one day? Can a machine algorithm decide how long somebody goes to prison? Because you keep that to decide. Can a machine algorithm decide whether or someone who has committed murder can come out of prison? These are some of the ethical questions, right? And your brain is loaded with 100,000 neurons with over 1 billion connections. Now, all the information of your brain, if a person dies the same moment, if they save the brain and do synapses and cut small pieces and understand and take the memory and take the patterns of it and feed it into some quantum computer. And so whole of your life will be uploaded after your death. So now you will have a virtual body. People can give a prosthetic face, prosthetic hand, everything. And then your biological you might die, but the simulated you, your memories, your personality will live. So this is the latest technology. People are trying Neuralink, Paratromics, are all aiming at this one. That is mind uploading. This is called transhumanism. I'll go in detail in my talk in the next sessions, because it is already more than half an hour. So I'm just trying to finish. Quantum computers, I said, this is going to revolutionize, because you can do multiple things at the same time. You can, because this uses something called, it's much more than supercomputer, because supercomputers and all those computers toggle between 0 and 1. But in this one, it's all parallelly everything you can do. It uses something called superposition and quantum superposition and others, and it's very fast. I'm not going in detail. Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, said the last 10 years was about building a world that is mobile first. Next 10 years, we are going to be AI first. Now this AI and quantum computing together, it will solve every problem, he says. And Elon Musk says AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization. So some of the questions. What is the scientific method behind AI? Will the future of AI, will it be a friend to us or an enemy to us? What is the impact and role of AI on information sciences? How can AI be used in information science? Because future warfare, if a country is coming to fight with us, it's all about who has the maximum information warfare. Earlier it was about fighting with guns and with swords and others, but now it's about information. So now will computer and we work together, or we fight with one another? So these are some of the questions, and thank you so much. I'll come back again day after tomorrow. Any questions? You can just unmute and ask. I'm sorry for going fast, because I was thinking some 45 minutes to 1 hour time, and I will try to take some more. Any doubts you have day after tomorrow, I have time. Now, another 10 minutes, you can ask me any questions. If AI becomes sentient and develop emotions, I don't know whether AI will be able to develop emotions. What do you think if you have some AI computer in your home, which is all the time looking at you and then speaking to you based when you cry, it can cry. So what do you think how it would be a world?
Yeah, I think the world will be different, and they'll be more intelligent and wise than human beings. That's what I foresee, actually.
But will it not be a creepy thing?
It would be.
It would be very creepy if some machine is all the time looking at us and observing what we do.
Yeah. As Elon Musk said, he's always pointing out the dangers of AI in future. probably he's also right. I don't know. Anyways, thank you.
Yeah, we'll be under the surveillance of a machine forever. Then that, and actually you said it, it'll be creepy. It'll be nowhere to run.
Yeah, so
Be a
that is one
challenging
of the
thing.
things, because it can follow us. And now itself, when we upload every of our data, and many of the data have been hacked, and people are using it to take money and others. So it's also good as the technology increases, but it's also bad in some way. And what about machines can they get consciousness? Can they become conscious? Because human beings, we have soul and we have consciousness, right? So what differentiates us from the machines? If you're not replying, I'm coming to self-driving cars. If you are given a car which can drive on its own, will you be scared, or will you be happy to sit inside without touching it and the car fully goes?
I think self consciousness would be there, because even if you are bold enough, we'll be kind of slightly scared also, because it's not human, and we won't have full faith. That's what I think. And yeah, we would love to listen to you on the Bible basis also, maybe in the next session, because
Okay.
we were really good to know this. Yeah.
Self-driving cars actually have given to some of the accidents because you are programming it, right? But now they are trying to remove that one. You are programming it. A truck will be like this, a car will be like this, and you are fitting some radars down some 4 sides on the top. But for example, if 1 or 2 places they found the trucks were 18-wheeler truck or some lengthier truck comes, it thought it's a wall, and it went and hit against that. Like that, it has made some 2-3 accidents, and afterwards they again reprogrammed it. So some of these things, like how they train, and what if some enemy takes over your car and does some wrong programming. So what do you foresee as the good future or bad future?
It is of more of a machine in all area. Even the work, the jobs are going to be reduced, and people will be having a tough time again to live in terms of the machine coming into market and taking more unique jobs, such as the earlier smart doctors used to do surgeries. Now if the machine takes over, and that is going to be a different concept altogether. So
Yes.
in a way we are going to lose so much and gain a bit.
So we need to be little intelligent now for our children, to tell them what sort of jobs they should take it up, which will not be replaced by AI. So some of the jobs, like routine jobs, earlier you have a PA, and the PA will do all the, now you use a chat GPT, or you put a reminder for you. These are the meetings, and you get reminders. So some of the PA's jobs can be avoided because you need not pay money. So these are the reasons some of the companies are avoiding some of the jobs. So if we make people to study for that even now, so we need to have a conscious decision. What are the jobs which will not be taken over by AI? What are the jobs in the future which people can get more? So this man-machine coordination will become very important. We can use machines for our advantage, and we need to be very careful about this mind uploading, transhumanism, which I will cover in next talk of mine. So thank you so much. Any other questions you can ask, or we can close it?
Yes, Dr. Latha, one question here.
Thank you, doctor, for this wonderful presentation. And my question is quite funny one. Just recently, I have discovered that the AI is also functioning on fantasy. Like people are enjoying their chats and talks with the AI and fulfilling their fantasy. So, isn't it against the moral laws, or will it not harm the humans? I mean, like, we are supposed to be having relationship with a girl and a man together, but then people are having fantasies and enjoying with the AI. So what is your view on that?
Actually, the first chapter of Genesis and the second, if you see, God has instituted what he wants. He made man and woman in his very own image, and he brought woman and brought him to her, and he said, wow, woman. So that's how you are. And then in the New Testament, you read, you respect your husband, you love your wife. One commandment for each one. So God is very clear on what he wants and what is absolute truth. But now we know Satan counterfeits everything what God has made, right? And when Satan counterfeits even the most intimate things and the most important things, it's a sin. So sin is missing the mark, what God has kept for us. But Bible clearly says, when the seed of the Holy Spirit is in you, you cannot sin. So all these things put together, this is a sin if if people have such fantasies with something other than what is God designed for them, and only the Holy Spirit can help them out, because moral policing will never help. So we need to bring them through the power of Holy Spirit closer to God and tell them how it is wrong on their own.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have one question. Recently, I saw YouTube where there's a robot which is acting like a pastor. I mean, it is like giving the verse, daily verse, and people go and ask for blessings to the pastor, and that robo pastor gives a blessing. So, this could be a threat to churches also, isn't it, man? Like.
Actually, people have used GPT sort to rewrite the Bible, right? Is it a threat to the Bible? No, because the real word, God has not asked us to go to pastors. God has not asked us to go to prophets. God has asked us to go to the word. The word gives life. It's a living word which lives in each one's hearts. When the word lives in us, there is no need for anyone even to advise. But when we remove the word and we want to go to everybody to get the truth, there's always good mentors, there's always good friends, there's always good pastors to guide. I'm not negating that, but also God has given us both the Holy Spirit on one side and the word in front. So these two are the main weapons, and so it won't change anything, because people who are little not able to understand the truth, they will go to chat GPT and get to know about even Bible dictionary. Sometimes chat GPT gives, but it gives so mechanically, and unless you read it and the Holy Spirit speaks to us through the word, it is totally different, right? So that's what my answer to it.
Thank you, Dr. Latha. I assume that you must be thinking through what we had been listening, and we'll be having questions further. And tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m., we will have another session on the same topic. And tomorrow's topic is socio-ethical impact of artificial intelligence.